Did you know that Latinos only make up 7% of donors in the bone marrow registry? African Americans account for 4%. Unfortunately, people of color have a tough time finding a match when they're battling a blood disease. But I met one foundation trying to make a difference.
I struggled through my illness and had to endure very difficult times. However, today I am a miracle because you allowed me to be one. Your act of kindness changed my life. I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Stephanie Cisne was grateful to a complete stranger who gave her a second chance at life through a bone marrow transplant. But many other Latinas aren't that lucky, like Icla da Silva, a 13-year-old from Brazil who passed away in New York City after she came to the Big Apple hoping to get a life-saving transplant. The young girl never found a matching donor.
She was battling leukemia, so her family did everything they could. They migrated here. They realized that there was not enough diversity on the registry, so they started the foundation after she passed away.
Unfortunately, thousands of people die each year because they can't find a matching donor. Only 30% of patients find a match within their own families, and the other 70% are forced to find an unrelated donor. Diversifying and expanding the donor registry is at the heart of the Icla da Silva Foundation.
Every 3 minutes, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer. Every 9 minutes, someone passes away from a blood cancer. That's just blood cancers alone. Sickle cell anemia affects primarily the African American community, and secondly, the Hispanic community. There are 20 million people in our registry. 20 million people doesn't mean you necessarily find a match. But as it stands right now, minorities are significantly underrepresented.
Recruiting diverse donors at college campuses across the country is one way the foundation is trying to save lives.
CUNY schools serve 275,000 students. If 10% register, that's hundreds of lives that could potentially be saved.
How easy is it to sign up to be a donor?
It's very easy. When we're on campus, I have the swab kits with me. Students register using their phone, and then they swab with me, and I send that to the repository. It's very important to note that when you join the registry, it doesn't mean you actually will donate. About 1 in every 430 people will actually have the opportunity to donate. I've been on the registry for years. I've never matched anyone. There are 20 million people on the registry, only about 6,700 transplants last year, so that puts it into perspective.
If you're a match, there are 2 ways you can donate.
The most commonly thought of is bone marrow donation. It's not as scary as people think. It's done under general anesthesia, and that's done about 20% of the time. It's also an outpatient procedure as well. The other 80% of the time, it's PBSC, peripheral blood stem cells. They are the cells that live within your bone marrow that are blood-producing cells. It's an outpatient procedure done at a blood donation center. It's in and out, you're home the same day. It looks very similar to donating plasma and platelets because what happens is you're donating blood from one arm, it's passing through a machine that's filtering out the stem cells, the rest of your blood is going back to you.
Jennifer Maria, an emergency clinical registered nurse, is currently looking for a life-saving donor as she battles chronic myeloid leukemia, or CML.
In 2006, I was told by my doctor this is one of the best cancers to have because usually it doesn't, you don't need a transplant because there's so many pills available now. So fast forward a decade after, I developed a mutation to all the pills. So now I'm in a position where I'm on one pill, it's working, it's working, and it could stop working any minute.
Jennifer desperately needs a bone marrow transplant.
Before you got sick and before you were diagnosed, did you know that the numbers were so low to find a match in minority communities?
I didn't know that it was such a scarcity, because usually I thought a family member could match you if you had children, or I really thought family was the way to go. So I think educating the community is super important and allowing for questions.
Since Jennifer is a nurse, she knows how some Latinos and other minorities are at times not trusting of doctors, and she feels that it's important to educate those communities.
The Latino, Black, Native community has had a lot of a lot of trauma with the Western medicine. There has been studies that has been conducted in our communities without our knowledge, and just an overall sense of mistrust, not trusting. But at the end of the day, I feel like people like me who have an opportunity to communicate with the public and who are Latino, natives, and Black, we can help each other out. This is all the information is out there. It literally just takes a swab.
Jennifer not only wants to put her community's mind at ease when it comes to registering as a donor, but her children also need peace of mind while their mom battles CML.
It changed all our lives when she had to go to the hospital for a really long time. And before she used to be happy, and now she's always in pain. She's always stuck at home. She can't normally go outside because she can't go anywhere without feeling a lot of pain. It was very lonely for me when she went to the hospital, and when she came back, I felt happy and worried at the same time for the futures to come.
Amir, his 2 siblings, and his 38-year-old mom try to remain optimistic for the future.
Do you have hope?
Hope is it's been a battle. I did go through a period of disbelief and not knowing if I was gonna be strong enough to just keep fighting. But looking at my kids brings me hope. They need me. My daughter is only 4 years old, and I want her to remember me.
To learn how to sign up for the donor registry, log on to ICLA.org or text CUNYTV at 61474 and you'll receive an automated link to register. You just might end up saving someone's life.